What if I told you that working harder might be the very thing that's keeping you from success? You were taught that more effort equals more results. That hustle is the path to greatness. But here's the paradox. Some of the most successful, fulfilled people in history worked less, not more. Not because they were lazy, but because they understood something that we've forgotten. Productivity isn't about doing more. It's about knowing when to stop. The trap of endless effort. We live in a culture that worships busy, the calendar full, the inbox flooded, the coffee always reheated. But let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly productive? Not just busy. Because here's the truth most people avoid. Being busy is a form of escape. It keeps you from facing the silence. Where the real questions live. What am I building? Why am I working this hard? Who am I becoming in the process? The burnout loop. Burnout doesn't happen because you're weak. It happens because you were strong for too long. Without rest, without pause, without purpose. We've built entire systems that reward overwork. Look how late I stayed. I skipped lunch again. I haven't taken a vacation in 3 years. That's not a badge of honor. That's a slow suicide of your soul. The paradox? The more you work, the less impact you often create. Your creativity fades. Your decision-making becomes reactive. Your energy leaks everywhere. The science of less. Studies in cognitive performance show that most people can only do about 4 to 5 hours of truly focused work per day. Beyond that, the brain switches to autopilot, and your productivity drops dramatically. Great thinkers throughout history knew this. Charles Darwin worked 3 hours a day. Maya Angelou wrote for 4 hours each morning, then stopped. Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, schedules intense focus with intense rest. Not because they were lazy, but because they respected their mind's limits. And when you respect your limits, you multiply your results. The flow zone. There's a moment when time disappears. Your actions feel effortless. You're not forcing results. You're flowing with purpose. That's called flow state, the golden zone of human productivity. You don't reach it by grinding endlessly. You reach it by removing distractions, by slowing down enough to focus, by doing less, but doing it deeply. Real productivity isn't loud. It's quiet. It looks like stillness. It feels like presence. And it builds something that hustle never can. Peace. Living with intention. Imagine waking up without panic, working with purpose, not pressure. Ending your day with energy left for the people you love. This isn't fantasy. It's the result of making a simple but radical shift. Trade intensity for consistency. Trade quantity for quality. Trade exhaustion for presence. What if your to-do list had only 3 things, but they were the right 3 things? That's not laziness. That's mastery. Ask yourself. Ask yourself now, what am I doing that no longer needs to be done? Where am I chasing more when enough is already here? What could happen if I stop trying to prove my worth through work? Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is close the laptop, not because you're quitting, but because you're finally starting to live. If this message spoke to something deep in you, if you feel the weight of always doing, but crave the power of simply being, then the next step is this. Watch our next video.